Hi, this is Aaron Yates with Curvo Photo. Wanted to share with you a couple of different techniques for twilight photography. When we talk about twilight, we're talking about the time of day generally between sunset and the end of the civil twilight period, which is about from sunset time to about 30 minutes after sunset. That's the time of day where there's still some color in the sky, but it's dark enough for the home to start kind of glowing from the inside and be able to have some pretty dramatic pictures taken of the home at this time. I want to show you first a traditional technique. This is right around twilight or sunset time. It's a picture taken a vertical orientation of this house. It's a beautiful picture because it's a beautiful house, of course. This twilight doesn't have any clouds in the sky. There's not a whole lot of glow coming from the inside of the house. This would be if we just walked up and basically took one picture and then edited it to look as good as it can look. This would be a great shot for most magazine covers, but it can be done a little bit better. I'll show you an example. Here's the example we finished up with. This is taken from almost the same spot. The major differences here are this is taken roughly at the same time of the day, but the differences here are we're doing some things with the camera to bring out some of these yellow and orange glows from the inside of the house. You can see some lamps even through the inside. You can start to see some of the porch lights on and some really nice glows coming from inside. The other thing that we've done here is also added some manual flash, and we've layered several images together. So basically what we've done is walked around with a flash and hit the building at a few different points, most noticeably up underneath this archway here. So it really brings out a lot more details. It makes the image a lot sharper. The other thing we did on this one is replace the sky. Since we had in the original photo just a blank sky, no clouds this day at all to work with, makes the sky kind of uninteresting and boring. So we bring in another sky that we shot on a different day with a better sunset and mesh that into the picture too. So quite a dramatic difference between those two. Here's another angle of the same house. This is also a twilight shot right at sunset because we can still see the sun kind of streaking down through here. We really like shooting at this time of day when the sun is still up a little bit because it gives us just a little bit of hair light and accent lights on some of the surrounding landscape. But this is a great shot, but it's just not quite as dramatic as we'd like it to be for this particular house. So we did the same technique. Moved the camera over just a little bit to have some better foreground elements and shot it almost the same time of day. It's a little bit later because you don't quite see the sun streaking through onto the ground quite as much. But we've used our manual flash and layered several images together so that we have some light on the foreground. We have a really well lit house, again most noticeably up here underneath the archway, and we have a lot of glow coming in through these windows. Again, front porch lights really show up well as also. Just a couple of other quick examples of this technique on some older photos. This is one that was taken some time back, but it was the same technique. We basically walked around and hit the flash on several pieces around this house. This was the actual sky that was with us that evening, but it was taken at a different time. So basically we took a sky picture from a little bit earlier in the day and layered it onto this picture a little bit later in the day. One last example is this one here. This one turned out really well. The sun was actually kind of behind us here to our right, so we didn't have to do quite as much work, but we did add a few flashes to add some interest to the photo. So that's basically it. The main difference, we call it kind of a standard twilight versus a deluxe twilight. This is our standard twilight, and this is what we call the deluxe twilight. There is some differences in pricing. This one is a little bit more expensive because there's more editing involved, but it's not significantly more expensive. The time out in the field to be able to take this image, it took maybe about 10 minutes to create this image in the field and probably about a half an hour of editing. So for more information, hit up our website, curvophoto.com. You'll find contact information there, and we'll be happy to talk about your specific project and see what we can do to make your real estate listings look the best that they can. Thanks for watching.